So the plan was to go outside and like visit the crocodile im Wald, but I'm not feeling it. It's not the best weather right now. So and we are not in Uznach. We are doch Drachsla. So will it get better later? Yes, maybe for the walk. So I have with Mauritius so around. Can I move? Nah, I'm a bit. I don't. So like around. I don't remember. It's an email. I will read later. So I will just like. So I'm actually doing like this right now. So as you'd expect. Um. So I'm going to do the same I always did. So like. Ich kann ja auch passieren, glaube ich. Das habe ich auch nicht gemacht, aber ich einfach. So, like sometimes I went. Wo ist jetzt das Licht? Das da, glaube oder? Ja. Sometimes I went into the cellar. It was not just assurance call. Sometimes I went into the cellar to like practice. So, so yeah, but like now I didn't even sleep that bad because this time I did not get awoken forcefully. So I went to bed at around 10 p.m. and it was I have to check. So I went to bed right after the call with Krigu. So I'm gonna pause. I don't want to show the. So I looked it up as 1 hour 54 minutes and 40 something seconds. I already forgot. Doesn't matter. So like call. So close to 2 hours. Then I went straight to bed and I called early. Like instead of 8, it was 5 before 8. So that story checks out. So there is no alibi for either of us for those 2 hours we talked on the phone. But this is the level we are talking of how enslaved their thoughts actually are. And so initially I wanted just to do that live with Mauritius, so that I just define through Islam. So the Küchler version, as explained, Lori, der schwanzlos Halbaff, ist immer noch better, ebenso gut than the rest. And I'm the original, so I'm the elderly brother, I'm the firstborn. What do you expect, right? So my definition of everything is by default better, and that's what they don't get. You have to have the courage to come up with something new. So that's Bach, and I have to record it. So first I thought with this idea I could go back to sleep. So this low key, the low, well, low note, the low C dispute. So this recording is like the third in a series, but it's this bad that I shared it on YouTube. But it was unplanned that, yeah, but it's just for me to take notes, right? The biggest idea. So the real goal, so that's no secret. I'm one of the best in imitating Hitler. I'm not proud of it, but like, so the end Ziel. So you always have to like define first like the 5-7 real targets, right? So is Marcello from like I was in the mental hospital 2020 and then in the same roughly 3 years later 2000 he was still and during 2020, like he was on high medication, like basically very tragic story with like military background, a family that, and during the lockdown he wasn't able to look for a flat. So I will definitely visit him as soon as I can, basically. But it's not, the time's not ripe yet. But from him is this definition so. So the first plan was, so I made a group, the CVP. So when they, no, even before it was, now it's die Mitte-Partei. So my plan was to properly baptize that C, so make a cross there, so that we have a C plus Volkspartei. So that would be green and, christlich, so with the plus. And, but Niels pointed out gay. Well, yeah, so that's kind of the point, but that kind of doesn't have the right ring. So this idea is from this Marcello, most likely still in the mental hospital because he was moved to the, so like the when I was there, 2000, no, it might have been when I went for the Nachbesprechung, actually. So he was still there. And like when you are behind mental wards at that age, you will never make it out, normally. So like that's, yeah, but I mean, it's not, I don't know. So it's, he's like, he's probably not even 60 yet. So I don't know. But this is an idea from him. So not completely, so the LSD-Partei. And he is eben liberal, sozial-demokratisch. And so for him that includes everything. But I changed it, of course, to libertär. So instead of liberal, because liberal has no place in any, like, that's all complete, utter, horse dung shit. So I mean, Friide, Putin, FDP. So like, that's the liberals here, right? So let's own those libtards for real. I mean, this is like, Biden would be my political enemy. It's way worse than Ossi Rohner or this. But otherwise, no, those are not the things I tend to forget. So I did that already. So it's not instead of. So inshallah is like, so God will, I guess. And inshri, Allah, is a Walliser dialect for unsere Allah. So that's just an addition. So with that, I have already introduced Allah in our word. And it's the same, it's all the same. It's just like, the Quran is this much more like scientific advance. And what do you expect? They invest everything like 500 years later. And that's exactly the same. So I take Bach and so this low key. So I explained Krigu yesterday. So I explained him my rap. I shared it. I don't know if it will be. I don't know what it will be. But like, I decided I will keep it at die wilde 13, so 13 subscribers. So if I get another subscription, I will remove one of my 7 own subscriptions, or what it is. And like the others are, so there is basically one subscriber I don't know, or I know now. I mean, that's probably the one that commented. So that would check up, right? So where I can, so like, it's those 13, and there are like 7 empty slots. No, not to get with Korai, there is like, 12 empty slots, and there's just one that is not like, part of so like this low key, that was the message. It was already Tarnung, so Sternentarnung Einstein has the same word value. And that was but like it's dangerous. It's fucking hella dangerous. And that was my message to my brother with this pistol story. He would still remember. And this is something actually Carla Drachsler animate. So she draw me like with the pistols or whatever. And instead of what I told her, she drew herself with me like pointing the pistols at her heart or some strange and like so. But that's like always the problem. So what do you do? Eben Bobby King Tag. It's the same. So what do you do? They have all the weapons. What do you do? So it doesn't really matter if like eben, how to the only way is like that's just it. You have to like find you have to find I don't know, I called it Abkürzung in the past, but my Abkürzungen took like 1 hour sometimes. So like 1 hour longer were my Abkürzungen. That's all you can do. It's not the same as running away, but you have to like, and so then what was the other reason I woke up and was this euphoric or had the urge to record this. So like I cannot properly think in English when I'm this So what else? Yeah, I know that was because I so with Krigu that is another like obvious. So one idea was, but I'm kinda I don't know if that so I don't even think that would be a good match. So I'm completely into this Pastoralassistent. Like she knows that. What do you expect? Like when you are this lonely and you have beautiful Maria in high heels, like what do you expect? And that's the same with BH, bit too generic initials. That's from my physiotherapist and he's right. BH Hummler. Egal. Also, like, of course, or doubt. Hannah doubt even has a perfect, like, Allah is not symmetrical, so I would write HALLAH, I guess. Halal, why is it not HALLAH? I don't, like, so if you have the name Hannah, don't be too lazy to write an extra H at the end. So why don't we, like, I don't get that. Do they write in the other direction? So why are they too lazy to put an H that it is a symmetry? I don't get it. That's always, or is that already, I don't get it. But like, are you not, like, don't you see the symmetry lacking in this? So who made this adaptation to our script or what? Like, I will never understand. So that cannot be true Islam. So of course in true Islam you write Allah, symmetrical. I mean, come on. I mean, that much should be obvious, right? But like, this is something I already was like, I don't know, 2013, before I even had time. So isn't this, yeah, but let's go on. So it's not all that set in stone. Those are ideas. So that's exactly what I understand. So like, when you become like a super studied person, then you kind of so that would be the original idea of this Ayatollah, that you kind of recommend, like the Friedensrichter, solutions. And now we have the Ukrainian chat, the Iron Sonic and the Sternat. So I have the best two Friedensrichters like one around here and the one in Ukraine. It's not to underestimate it. So like, okay, but so I could ask them for advice. So that's why I should be again an Ober-Ayatollah. So like, yes, that's exactly what it is. So I try to recommend like how I would improve the Quran. So like I would do with any other book I read. So I give them my feedback, right? So like I didn't read the Quran. That's the problem. So it's like feedback based on I don't even want to know what is written in the Quran. So that's exactly a good connection to the abt, the current abt. So I at the German examination, like I wasn't fully prepared, so I pulled a book I didn't read, and I don't know. I don't know why It wasn't the year where I decided to take a half year, like basically my half year. I don't recommend that. It's actually not something like. Why would you like? It's just yeah, egal. But I didn't prepare at all. And I pulled the book. I didn't even know what. So and you only get like a part of the book. So you don't even have the like you should just get an article of a book. You don't know the cover. You don't. So when it started, at least they kind of so in this Verhör they told me the title. You pulled but like I invented the story. I had no clue. So I told it was about this war and then there was love. So I had no idea whatsoever of the figures in this book. So I made just something up and like so I got like a 3.5 and Abdurban now told me it was the best presentation of someone that was completely unprepared ever. And yes, of course, that's how you write your own books, not by like. So yeah, maybe it was a lucky pull because like I was not that ill prepared. I had at least like I don't know 2/3 covered of all the books. So etwas. But like what so the other deal was that with the altar group, so but I discussed that. That's not that. Also, it's really important. So that's why he, of course, remembers me like no one. Like, of course. I mean, the difference with Mauritius would be that he would be able to do the same in like all languages, basically. Hebrew probably he picks up now as well because Alois recommended it, and of course all the Italian fluent as Schweizer Gardist. So that's the Schweizer Gardistinnen Chor. So that's another not recycled idea. So so all those ideas I had for so like this soccer match with Roger Federer. I mean, he's my neighbor now in Rapperswil. So I have to figure out GTO for my situation. So the best is that all of them. So like Notville told me, it's not like I'm not paraplegic. So it's not completely out that I will like improve with sitting as well. But at the moment, it's really but that's why I have now proper backup. So my godfather would have never been able to do that, but like my brother and even more so Joel, like, well, when I'm like playing the continuo and I need a break, then I stand up and then I expect the contrabass to cover. So the continuo without that on the recording you notice it. And that's exactly what we did in our recording, by the way. I just, when it's too much, I stand up, walk around a bit and come back. So that's all there is to it. And like, it is about the Übergänge. It's not, why, like, if everything is perfect, why would you record it? So now we have an NFT. So I mixed up NFT with emoji da for my grandmother. I meant NFT, right? So, so like our recordings will be NFT because you can just film that I'm walking around and then they can try to imitate the cello sound on the contrabass. It's all what is about in this, der Kontrabass oder so. They try to like reach out to the sopranista, the coloratur sopran, which is tricky on the contrabass. Yeah, but like they have, so there are, or you just take a break after 7 minutes. But I'm just not motivated. It's like with girls, I'm just no longer motivated. And I mean, it started something like 3 weeks ago, I guess, that I found my former confidence back started. So like, yeah, it must be hella scary if you're like not used to that. But I don't get, so for Felix, I understand. He never met me since like I was a child. What was that? Like, I think it was the summer holiday, so after the 5th year elementary school. That's where that's his memory of me. And yes, I mean, what are you then? So like 11, I guess. Then you are not scary, whatever you do but now, I mean, it was just on the phone for him, so, bitzli, der Bejat, like, doesn't he remember me, like, Krigu, so, we were together in the Halllach, so how, I don't get it, and I was always like that, so, when it was about there he wasn't part of so Bernhard Fork as well. So when he had this talent, and I mean, Tobias Muster is like the godfather of the cellist from the Fork family. So like I mean, but that is part of the book, and so I will just give a glimpse. So that's really this tent scene. So I was not very advanced in French yet, so at 11. I think we had Frühfranzösisch, but it just like started. But I don't know, maybe it was a year earlier even, I don't remember. So, but they were, also this hospital or also, that's the reason why Felix is still connected to the people, Benin, right? Brigitte, I don't remember exactly. So she had to learn. So she went to a like French school with so for preparation for the gymnasium. So it was kind of a private school, even, I guess. But I think she did then the Matura in German, but I would need to ask her. And so like, but she was such my absolute dream girl, my cousin. And it's not Sonia. So Sonia, like, I share the picture of her in the like avatar on so Quadi B on Royal Road. Right? So that's a picture of my younger cousin there. But Brigitte back then, that was exactly like a painting of the girl I always wanted. And then there was this situation that there were just too many of us for the güGGslä, was the, also, maybe it still is, no, but it was for a long time, Felix, oder? And, well, so somehow I ended up alone in the tent with Brigitte, and Sonja kind of was crying and went, I don't know, but somehow I ended up with Brigitte in the tent the first night we were at that güGGslä. And I never have, maybe they visited us once, but I don't fully remember that. So like, but I kind of saw, I mean, maybe I saw her when she was like something like 5, but so, and I mean, I just, you like, so it was a night of like education, but I didn't understand it properly because I didn't understand, so she didn't talk, she just did that, like the whole night, so just like a bit of touching and not much more, right? And then the next day arrived her friend. So, like, this is not even from a painting I was able to imagine that. So, what was so I don't even remember the name, but it was, she came up with the nickname for my father, Mon Vélo. So they would definitely remember. I don't remember. And then the first thing Brigitte did, so when she arrived, then they whispered something in French, and then they took me to the like bedroom of Felix and Urs-Li. And they arranged that, and then Brigitte commanded me to give her friend the kiss. And I did my best, and this was such a fucking hot girl at that age, and I was kind of still not there. So you are just like at least 2 years behind, I guess, at that age. So exactly there, so 10, 11, right? And it kind of, I don't know, it's not that, but like it kind of, so it's not my first kiss, that was with Susan, Carina and like her sister kind of told me to, if I kiss Susan, I would get 50 Rappen. And my first kiss was for money. That's actually a fact too. So like, and then you kind of, like, there was not at maybe at the gymnasium later, but not really. There was just no such, like, both of them, the cousin and like, and I think I did not get aroused proper with my cousin. Really, even though she is like, it just like, but with these other French speaking, like, and that's the game they played. And then nothing. Then they just pretended that didn't happen. And I mean, this is actually genius. That's exactly how you should do that, right? But I didn't get it. And I have to, you have to be like, that's what it is about. So it's the hardest fight, that you kind of reflect that and just accept you were like, that makes you stronger. And so, I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's not something like, I'm no longer traumatized about that. I mean, if it's not the best story ever, I don't know what is. And it's part of Brüche sind erlaubt. It's the reason Felix, like, he didn't quit after 10 pages, he quit there. So, like, that was kind of, the reason I told that part to Johanna. But okay, so like, I hope that somehow my uncle would then like check with Brigitte if that's true or not, right? Because, but like, I'm always like leveling myself. So it's like, they just don't function on this level. And like, I'm not really sorry for that. It's not my fault. Like, what can I, why is it my fault that I'm born this absolute genius? Like, you know that. The problem is that you lose confidence and then nothing works. It doesn't matter. Like, then you just, then you just have to kind of evade and attempt another. Like, you cannot, you cannot, like look at this picture. Or look at this first number of many. So I did call Lisbeth because my generation they completely used it, didn't answer yet, right? But that was the first volume, and when I was able to label it on my own in like the, and of course the so all the other volumes I expect have no this that's of course I didn't draw myself, but I told her like my report, and I didn't, but there I think it was right before the holidays. I just was I was there, and I don't remember if it was Friedel or Lisbeth that told the Brüder Löwenherz story. And that's something my father kind of did very well as well. So like Asterix, he's the best recounter of Asterix. I guess Christoph would be very good at it as well, but like my aunt, my mother, like they don't get it. They just don't get. It's like a movie. You have to explain them everything, and then they cry when Ice Age. I don't like. I mean, it's just what it is, and it's not that this is like they are like that, but it's not that like I don't know, that's where I'm just not. I don't have the proper day. So the idea was like, because they have the same name, Christian, Christina, and Urs and Ursula. So that we would go in this constellation to the Tantra temple I wanted to buy. So it was my offer. So then like as a core for the proper Schweizer Garten core. So it's equal. But then I think it would be better that actually, because the Abt is directly below God, as has the Bischofsweihe here. So I think we should just found this new branch, and the Pope can do nothing. So like that's another. I thought I once thought I should. I did Letterentwurf, and I told that to my godfather as well. So shouldn't I just like kind of blackmail them so directly? So after the reaction I got from like waiting for, but there we had first it was planned that the pastoral assistant that leads now the Bistum Chur, by the way, right? So she would be part of it as well, and that we would discuss it. But like at my examen, Urban didn't even read the book. He didn't really read the introduction letter by the former Abt, which I still have, so the introduction email either. And then I just, I was just like, it was just, but actually, in hindsight, This guy stood true as well. So he just told me, like, I do what I can, and he's completely unfit for the job. But what is to be expected? Like, this was the best choice when it comes to, like, such a genius, but he's no CEO. So what they would need is exactly what I bring to the table. That you manage this. You need a manager. You don't need someone that is able to like sing only, or like he even played the cello on a level that, yeah, so like and that email I wrote, so where I eben das Stradivari cello, so that Napoleon conquered it and thought that he would be able to instantly play, and then, yeah, so that's not how it works, right? So what else? That's just the I mean, that's probably something I have to point out as well. So I made this rap with homage to Mani Matter mostly. So I didn't show. I'm of course in this. Eben, that was something I told the FFA Discord as well. So it's not. So it's not true sell, but like to sell. I don't remember the brand of this pyjama, but so that's eben am Morgen früh noch im Pyjama und morgendristens schon. That's the way I think. So that's the real calendar of HALLAH. So morgendristens. What will happen morgendristens? So first I have the walk, and we look how it works. So of course, like, and Frater Harry Bruno Kreis. So there, Mauro Dragan would, my cousin as well. So I called him when he was already blind, basically, and he thought I was my cousin. And then I realized it's probably better to not tell him the difference, because I know my cousin well enough that I can imitate him. So this is another, like, of course, I did the same with Susie. So Susie thought, because everyone calls her Aunt Susie, right? So that's like, I did, but what does it matter if 100 years? She thought I was the doctor first. Then she told me about her terminal cancer, but it's not that bad at the moment, but it will soon end. So she told me that. So okay, then I told her, but I'm not Beat, oder? And then she told me, and like the Verni, so the rich architect husband, like, she didn't recognize, right? So because she carried around them when, also like eben those Marianne and so, yeah, so like eben, and then that's where you really have to play your part. So you cannot allow to like that play has to be perfect. Otherwise, don't do it. But if you can play on that level, then do it. And that's exactly what they did with this Harry Bruno Kreis as well. So the Enkeltrick. So or the cousin trick. So I pretended to be my older cousin, and he told, like, so I wanted to ask if, like, well, is there a way to continue this? Like, what would he recommend? And so, like, he had to do everything, the archive, the homepage on his own. And then that's something I asked. So they are still, so some, also he was never accepted because he was like part of something like Hell's Angels. And I guess they didn't do it like I propose, instead of gangbang, but limited to tantra. I mean, parties, right? I don't know. So, but there were several that, because of this project, chose him as a Frater, right, as the for the wedding ceremonies. So like, and they have those films. It's not so it's backed up. It's just no longer available. So we should maybe do that first. So like, and they had a budget of like 12,000. So all the religion classes budget was put into that. So, but and then they acquired all the equipment on their own, and so everyone. So, for example, the father, also TimE, the teacher, so the father of the roommate, we were together 10 years in Stettbach. So played Paracelsus. And like the also Einsiedeln, the monastery is like, there is no place with such history. There just isn't. So it's better than Hogwarts because it's real, right? So there I know it inside out. Like, of course I do. So I even know the forest around it. I know where I would do the first dungeon break, so the VR dungeon break. So like, there is actually in Männedorf the Dolphin VR. So that was one of the first. So there are sea otters, and then next to it there's the swimming hole, and there they have like so that is maybe better workout. So for example, that's an idea for I don't think it's autistic at all, by the way, but it's another diagnosed autist by Kasper Schneider. So I don't know if we'll find the courage, but like, but then let's do that. Then let's take pick up a sword, so a branch, and fight. So it doesn't matter. You can just imagine but I don't see why we don't have like why we don't have that yet. Like, of course, it's a good workout to if there is this Kreuzweg, right? So why shouldn't there be like some obstacles? So you can do two routes. So the Kneipp route, where you actually fight, right? So Kneipp, I hope that's Alexandra. So that's her. This Kneipen is a form of like massage in a way as well. So it's not just walking like barefoot, but for that you need a prepared route somewhat. Or what I did, I just climbed up with my father. So my father, same as me, we are just able to climb there and in the waterfall, but it's not a big waterfall. It's just but like, so I of course I know the place. So of course I don't. Any other questions? So I have to calm down. So it's like so it seems that because that's an example I made with AOC. So I am at some point like all the incels together, even if that's like completely like, they would pool together everything to get one soul stone to buy the soul they kind of dissed the most or whatever, right? Maybe it's another, but AOC was where I made that example. So they and the same. So I can now deliver points, and already a part of a point is something, right? So like a soul stone, then there is part of a soul. And so, yeah, there needs to be contribution. So it will just be like maybe MIT has something, or ETH, EPFL. I can distribute the proper soul stone. And it's like with the books, so that's an idea I already had in like, so when actually Kasper Schneider bought 2 copies, no, he didn't even buy them proper. So Johanna had to write him a letter that this is actually not a gift, something like that. Or no, I told, or I shared a copy or a draft, and then he proper bought those books, unlike my godfather. So I gifted a copy to, also not like the console, so the real book. I forwarded the PDF file, right? And I told him, tell me what you think. This is for you. I even made some drafts where I made a draft where Maurizio, where this part where he joined a class with the lion Finkli Söckli da. So that's not in the real version, right? So I made several such. I don't think they noticed, right? But my cousin just forwarded it to his father, the last person he should do that, and they all have no idea what copyright infractions they are committing all the time, right? So that's, well, of course, but like I have to point it out, and I think I should maybe end on that. It's like with water. Well, it's not that Nestle created water, right? So why should it belong to them, for example? That's not how it works. It just doesn't. And we should not forget the real wars, right? And the real, so you could like become Lord and Ladies of the Ring. So it's not all bad. Like if it's completely like, but you as soon as you forget the bigger picture, that you actually want a part of my soul stone, then but that's how you can completely turn around things. So I don't know if Felix, but he will not take long. He's just for him, I'm just a superhuman like my father was as well. And in my case, it's probably just true, I guess. But it's not my fault. Why should I be at fault? So that's always the problem. Why should I be at fault? What like my father, I think even once was hit by an arrow from like Beat. So like they had to pull out this arrow. So I don't know. That might be the reason that this time Joseph, so Meinrad Joseph, didn't end up with Maria, because that's the younger sister has Maria. So also my godmother, and there it's the grandfather is Joseph, and Christoph is Joseph as well. So I lived there for no other place took me in, so I became kind of a child of Maria and Joseph as well. So CC, Maria and Joseph. And that's actually a stick that Ruedi made. So because Ruedi and Ruth have RR and Christoph and Cornelia have Cici, so that was like when they were together, I don't know, 333 years. I don't want to calculate that. I don't know. That's what I would have gone for, but it was probably something different, right? But there's still the stick. So that's a perfect stick to practice, like exactly. Why don't you, if you don't know to do what, then do Aikido with the sword. And it doesn't matter if you, like what probably is worse, because Jürg would have corrected me. So it's not Aikido, it's Aikido. So that's more important than that you actually know, like you just move around with the sword. That's what you should do. So I actually, the biggest, so Stephanie Lusser, but I will never mention the name again. So that's the job of the 3 plus. So, I mean, of course, she was the only like real ex-girlfriend I will ever have, right? So, and a big part of the reason was the ideas, and I paid her for, so I think my Urs-Li, so this gold Urs-Li is still there, and so first I gifted her the Urs-Li, and then I sent her the money of a bar of gold, so like 1700 Swiss francs. So I just sent the Kuvert. Sie haben in der Lotterie gewonnen, and it was just bargeld full of for her ideas. But that was already when she like completely. So that's one thing I did when because I was like 3 times there, so I know the address of the parent. So I'm quite certain that letter reached the target. So I'm not, so it's my property now. And for her, the code name is something different, like Flugingenieurin Miriam was her choice. Yeah, so exactly she is Miriam. Because I was like, no, Miriam would have been fine. I would have been Mirta or something. Mirta. Ah ja, gut, so das next Flugingenieurin. So that's another, like, Rammstein is correct. I have to double down on that. So it's not just that because of Elon Musk there's now all this Weltraumschrott, that is his responsibility and in the making. So for the most part, it's that those objects will collide in the future because of the mess, the Elon Musk United States, and it's not just them, like all the ones that's just Flugingenieurin Stephanie Lusser. So we apply that, this part, so she like rapped as well, but like it's just that, so like it was not that I wrote those 7 pages. Most of it was like to impress the. She's very well versed with languages and Spanish and so on, and like Ürner Dialekt, so vom Geissenbär und dem Eugenfrosch. That's the title, and so that's this picture over there. So that's the first, like, that's her idea, right? So, and so that is probably the beginning of every proper tale, something like that, right? And then, what do we have there more? Also, we all know that. So the only correction Rammstein made, Dalai Lama, which is Erlkönig, Goethe, der Mensch gehört nicht in die Luft. So, der Herr im Himmel. That's the brainstorming. So I'm doing something like a brainstorming, but it's a bit better organized than. So what is that mind mapping? So it's in between of that, right? So I remember Beat Fischli. So I liked him as a teacher because Jerome. So Jerome, his favorite teacher was Fischli by far. And that's why I liked him. But then later, so that's why I actually tried to contribute like I never did to any, like, so for me it was just like French and all that. So it was like, it should have been like Harry Potter, and that's the problem. Like the only like double of this actor was in our class as well, and she basically won einer gegen 100. So it was the last name on the list. So always, so like with Z. So yeah, like. Everyone that went to the gymnasium knows that. It's just a fact. And yeah. And so, I don't know. Harry Potter is my brother because he has the scar. He had this exact scar before the books. Even like way before that, right? And so Susan, when she had like what was the Vortrag? Well, Lawrence was Harry Potter because of that. Yeah. But yeah. So that I remember the loch in his. So that was an accident when like he was. I also remember when there was Barrieren aufmachen. I think we both remember it because I told him like eben so, but that I remember they had to like pull it up by hand back then. So now I lost the most important thought again, which I considered the most important of this recording, and I need to get it back. I definitely need to get it back. What was that about? Mind mapping? Ja, genau. Beat Fischli. So, he's a higher officer. Also, I think the highest is Zufi, but he's so like the camp school trips were also like, so you eat breakfast at like 6:39, so that you catch the train at so it was really like organized like that. I'm not kidding, like so 2 minutes on the timetable, like yeah. But it was the best. Also for me, it was like the best memories, those camps, right? And so there was no, those stories they don't belong on YouTube. That's too good of content. That was not the idea. I was fishing, and I mean Fischli fishing, and that's another homage to the for Markus. So like there. So that's something like this is code. Markus would exactly know what I'm about. But so okay. Let's see. It was a brainstorming about Verkehr. So there was not much participation because I learned that Jerome I met Maggie, and Maggie is the sister of Oswald Rohner. And I actually just went to Sigris, but I saw Maggie, and she's not doing well at the moment. Like, she greeted me as usual, very direct, and like, but she's over 80 now as well, and has like some back problems that, like, she was, but I wanted to, like, but she doesn't want to, she just doesn't even know if Jerome is still alive, and she kind of tries to frame it the way that she doesn't care, but then she told me she actually cares a lot. She would like to know if he's still alive, but her version is that like he was never good for nothing, didn't pass the gymnasium, but he passed it. He went to the Kantonsschule and he wrote like the best. So it won a prize. I remember that it was something fair, like discourse about how to do that with an Albaner. And we had very bad experiences. For example, Wallon. He just did police controls, and like that's another story for another. Like, but so that was the best Matura-Arbeit of that year. And so then the next is, but he didn't pass law school. Well, yes, but he probably earns them more than like so. And I then after that called Sibyl, so that's in the book Bulldog where I got first aroused. So that's her, and I told her I'm doing much better. I would like to work together with Jerome, and if that doesn't work, I will ask Eva next week. I just need someone that can me tell about the case with the Albaner. He told me, he answered me instantly on Facebook. I remember that. Didn't expect it. Well, this is a case for a lawyer. And then I went to Eva, and yeah, so that was correct. And I just need someone first to tell me, well, this is for this Huber is one of the definitely the best when it comes to Erwachsenenschutzrecht, exactly that. And I mean, because of Sibyl, he is attached to that for a long while. But they have to keep up, they have to charge 300 an hour minimum. That's just what it is, yeah. But I made a deposition, so I paid 700 for like a 1 hour deposition there, and it's well protocoled, I'm certain. Was a very beautiful like assistant that noted it. I remember that. But no, there's actually no but to it. So back to the brainstorm mind mapping. So explain that like so then I actually for not the first time, but there I really wanted to contribute. So I made the most important rad. So the wheel was for traffic the most important. And well, then Beat Fischli kind of started to cry at some point because he wanted the, like, I don't know what we learned, what was on his kind of folien or whatever that was at the time. No, he probably had better, so like he expected us because of what he had in the lectures that it would have like, but he called it a brainstorming. So I wanted to do that evolution. So Rad to Swiss Metro. The Swiss Metro was never built. And this is another reason why der Mensch gehört nicht in die Luft. It would be much better, especially in Europe. You need like one Madrid. You need maybe one airport. And the rest you do with proper metro, like 700 kilometers an hour. What is that in meters per second? I never know. I don't like. Nein, das kann ich gar nicht ausrechnen. So this time system is way too complicated. So what does it matter? So this compared to bullet speed, I don't know. 700 like you have 5 minutes with the train basically then from like one end to the other of Switzerland. So why is that not built yet, right? So instead of all the billions we put into this, this is a dead end. Like Rammstein already told us, it's a complete dead end. So instead build something, you can use it for, you can use the tunnels for postal service, I guess, like with slower drones, transportation. You can do so much with this underground network then, right? So I like, it's just a small overhaul. So like another idea was, of course, that because there is anyways no sunlight in Brig, right? That you build a tower there for the people, and because they just don't need sun there, that's like the same joke as it. I mean, this one is really funny. The other is like the worst I ever. So like, how do you get 40 Eritreans in a telephone cabine? Well, you put in 1 grain of rice. And how do you get them out again? Well, you don't. They already had enough. And so this is the same with the sunlight for the rotten-damned Walliser. So the rotten is the Drohne there, right? So my jokes are funny if you get them. Real funny and not this nonsense. Like, that's probably originally even like from a concentration camp. So it's even worse. It's just like, why? But also okay. My joke is just that we build and then you build a wall at Martin, and then we have a proper Stausee, right? So now the idea is to point out, well, we have to go back to the original state here. So originally, 20,000 years ago, the Zielsee was on average 20 meters deeper than it is now. So that is the project I proposed. But like, that's some ideas, some educated guesses. That doesn't mean that just because there is the perfect setup with this, like my neighbor over there, Pascal, those were the real Höhlenforscher. So there's right. They didn't even see it when they built the first. Now there's this real modern everyone knows that because it's part of the book as well. Which part I'm talking, and so that's how you have to see this. It's like a guide for the game. So the game of life. This book, and it's as in essence called very mysterious. So it's not the idea that you have to fight your own battles to figure out the different, maybe for the first raj, it's vulnerable to fire, but otherwise you have to figure out that on your own, right? And so, it's probably perfect as it is that you kind of, it's anonymized, but it isn't, and exactly. So, if you are part of Einsiedeln, what those names are for the most part. That's just But with that, I think I can go back to sleep and low key. So the goal is that we stay below. So if there is an extra subscriber, I know this is not from the the ones that understand my greeting binary. At least we know that. So, maybe why not greet a new... So we will have to introduce them like in the FFA community. So if you just by accident end up in this Discord. But it's the same with this project. Why should someone... the YouTube algorithm just doesn't work that way. So I will upload this exactly the same. So I will just upload it without a clickbait even, and it will, and I fill out nothing. So if you go to the personal computer, you even have to add it's not for children. So I will just keep the SEO as low as possible. So if I would just do the same for 5 minutes in the afternoon with Mauritius, and subscribe, but later when it matters.